to give an update for anyone that wants to know or like know more about my situation. So I'm gonna start from the beginning, and hopefully no nurses come in. But I'm currently in the hospital. I am wearing normal clothes. Today I finally put on some normal clothes so I can feel comfortable because I am going to be here for a while. But I'm strapped through on the machines. But anyway, I don't know the dates, but I'm just gonna explain like how it all started. So I had been having some head pain for about a week already, and I had head pain, like really bad head pain, like it was really bad. Like anytime I would move is when it would hurt, and it would just be like a shock. I'm like, oh, like that feeling. And I also had like pounding in my head, and I can hear it in my ear. And then so I've been having that for like a while, and I took medicine and it didn't work. I went to the doctor. They told me it might be allergies. They gave me allergy medicine, didn't work. And then until Saturday, I woke up, I took a shower, and I just felt like my body so like everything was so like heavy, and my chest was like, I had like pressure here, and I felt like I couldn't breathe. Like I honestly thought I was gonna faint in the shower because I felt like I wasn't gonna be able to get out. And I also did throw up in the shower too. And then I got out, and I was so like out of breath, and I was sitting down, and I was trying to catch my breath. And then I told my mom, she had been telling me like let's go to the hospital because my head has been hurting. But I'm so scared, and I never like going to the hospital. I never like going to the doctor. And I was scared for the reason because I know I've been to the hospital before where they've told me that I've had nothing, but like I would have pain. I would go in for pain, but they would tell me I had nothing, and all they did was just poke me and put me the IVs, and I didn't like that. So I would just say, no, I wanna hack it. I don't wanna go to the hospital. But that day I was like, you know what, let's just go because I can't breathe. I can't. And then so we went to the hospital, and even in the hospital when I was walking, I felt like I couldn't get there. I felt like it was so long, like I wasn't gonna be able to, like, you know. And another reason I was scared too to go to the hospital was because I would have to go by myself because of COVID and everything that's going on. They don't let parents in, especially because I'm 18. Like, of course I had to be 18 already and have to do things on my own, but I still can't do things on my own, and I can't be by myself. So we got there, and we like checked in and everything. And my mom kind of like, we didn't know what was up. We didn't know what like, I just had the headache. But my mom thought it was probably something with my blood because before I didn't get my period all this year. The last time I got my period was in January, and it was gonna be like, I think like 7 or 8, like almost gonna be 8 months that I didn't get my period at all. Like not 1 month I got it. And I did go and get checked before, like not get checked, but I went in and they prescribed me these pills. I don't know what they're called or anything, but they prescribed me these pills to take for 10 days, and then I would get my period. And I did, but I did bleed for 10 days, and that's not really that normal. And usually when I would get my period, it would be 6 days. So I didn't really think, like, I was just like, okay, well, it was just 10 days this time, so maybe like that's normal. But I guess it's not. I don't know. And then So my mom was like, what if it's your blood? Like, what if you're gonna need blood? That's why your head is hurting. So we came to the hospital, and then my mom told them and was like, I don't know if it's because she bled like for 10 days, like, and then like she told them like that, and then they told them my pain and everything. And we walked into this little room first, and then they told my mom that she wouldn't be able to be there. But I instantly like started crying, and then my mom started crying, and we were both crying. But I had her explain everything because I couldn't talk. And then they looked at me and they said I was pale. And then they took me to the back, and this is where it got scary because I went by myself because they couldn't let my mom go in with me. And they just laid me on the bed. And there was like probably 10 people in there, and they were all poking both of my arms. They put me 2 IVs. They drew blood, and one of them was even gonna do me an ultrasound, which I was confused because I'm like, I'm not pregnant. Like, I know I'm not pregnant. Like, what are you doing? It's so funny because he's like, we need to take off your pants. And then they were like, he had the like machine with like the gel and everything, and I'm like, what? And they weren't even telling me what they were doing. They weren't like, oh, this and that, like, you know. I was just like this, like, I can't put my phone down, but I was just like this, laying down crying because I didn't know what was going on. And they were just poking me, and it hurt, and everything I didn't want. Yeah, so then after that, they said they checked my blood, and that my blood cells were really low. All of them. My hemoglobin, which is the red blood cells, my white blood cells, which the white blood cells, and my platelets. And platelets are like to help like when we get cut, like they cause like blood clots, I guess. I don't know, like, so you don't bleed out. So all of them were low, and my mom was in there already. They brought her in, and they just said, they were just like, what could be causing this is probably a blood cancer. And you know, when you hear that word, you'll instantly like, and just like, bam, like panic, you know? Which, that's what happened. And I started crying even more, even to hear that word, and just to even hear it. And I was just like, no, this can't be happening. And I was crying, and my mom was crying, and then my mom had to like tell my dad, because my dad couldn't go. My dad was at home, and it just was crazy because I was thinking like, oh, it's probably just a headache, like they'll give me medicine to fix it, and then I'll go back home. But nope, I never went back home. What they did was they gave me blood. They did give me blood over there, and then they told me that I was gonna be rushed to another hospital because to get further examined and to really determine what it was, because they weren't sure. They thought it was like that was causing it, but they weren't like 100% sure. So I was gonna be brought in an ambulance from Ukiah to Oakland. It's like, I think 2 hours to drive. So we were waiting, but then they came in. It's the future me, but I didn't end off the video, so I'm gonna end it off right now. So I was gonna be brought to Oakland in an ambulance, but then they came in and said no, they told my mom that I was really sick and that I needed to be flown in a helicopter to Oakland as soon as possible. They were already starting to give me blood. They had a bag on me. They gave me one bag of blood, and on the helicopter ride, it was like still going into me. The flight was like, I think, an hour. I'm not sure, but I was really scared, and especially because I was going by myself, and it was my first time ever like flying. There was two people in there that are like I don't know if they're like nurses for the helicopter, or I don't know, but like if I needed something, or like if they needed to do something to me, they were there. They were actually really nice. Anyways, I'll show you guys a picture that I took. And in the helicopter, you just like, you're in the bed and you're just laying down, and you just like, they have like machines, and it's just like this, like right like on your face, and I couldn't see out the windows or anything because it wasn't on my side. But the only way I could see out was if I looked down to my feet, and I saw like a little bit, and I have a video and I'll show you guys it. My parents had to drive over there, so when I got there, I was there by myself, and they put me first in this one room with this one nurse that was actually really nice. She was really nice, and she would say jokes, and just to like, you know, and she was kind of like keeping me company because I was by myself, because my parents weren't there yet, obviously. But I was like crying, and I have videos, and I'll show you guys those videos. I was really scared because I didn't know what was going on. We thought like, oh, they must have made a mistake, like they must have just like something wrong, because we live in a little town. Like they don't know stuff here, like it's a little town, and like they're not good. They give you like false like they say you have this, but then you go somewhere else and then they're like, no, it's this, or like stuff like that. Me and my parents, we were like, it can't be, like they must have made a mistake, like it must be something else. So people would come in when I was in the room by myself. They would come in, and then they would ask me like, oh, kind of like, why are you here, like what's going on and stuff. And it was really hard for me to like talk about it to them, but I was like, because they said that they think that I have like a blood cancer. And then like my parents ended up getting there, and we're just waiting, and then they finally admitted me, and they gave me 4 more bags of blood, so in total I got 5 bags of blood. They admitted me, and they did tests. They took my blood, and it was really hard for them to take my blood from the beginning. Since I first got there, it was really hard for them to draw my blood, and I had all these bruises from the blood draws, which I'll show you guys. So they did extra tests, and then they did me an LP and a bone marrow, and they did diagnose me with leukemia. And it's leukemia, ALL, acute. I'll put the name right here because I don't know. So that's what I was diagnosed with. And they, like, obviously we talked about the treatment plan and everything, which they told me that like the treatment that I'm doing is for 2 years and maybe and a half, but it could be less, it could be longer, it just depends. Before I continue with the rest of the video, I just want to say that I'm extremely grateful for everybody that has been supporting and has been praying. Like, I couldn't believe it at first when I posted, because I posted on my Instagram updates. Well, I posted about it and I felt like the need to do updates. So now, future me, I do updates for those of you that want to continue to with my story, I guess, or my journey, because this video is the next videos that you're gonna see are all the ones from when I was in the hospital. But I don't know if I'll do other videos, but I do want to say that so far my treatment has been it's been a roller coaster. It's been good. There's been bad times, but it's good and I'm doing good. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this video.